Hey, this is Matt once again. What about the other videos? Another paid request, this time for Ronald. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, whatever, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the 2010 film Get 'Em to the Greek. Now, I forgot I had this DVD. And I guess this is around 2016 I got this, because this is from a place called Stuff Etc. Now this is a film that I had some fun with. It's not a classic comedy. It's not one of my favorite comedies. I think for Ronald it's one of his favorite comedies. But it was fun for what it needed to be. It's the people who produced Knocked Up and Superbad. The director of the film would direct Neighbors, which I enjoyed with Seth Rogen. Neighbors 2, not so much. Bros, he helped co-direct Bros with the guy who starred in it, who's an idiot. So, wasn't big on that. I guess this is related to Forgetting Sarah Marshall, because this character was in that movie, and it's played by Russell Brand. Which I actually don't mind Russell Brand, at least in this movie. I mean, was it Arthur that he was in? Didn't really care for. But this wasn't too bad. Watch this again. And it has Jonah Hill. Now, I like Jonah Hill in Superbad, 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, Wolf of Wall Street. Someone explained to me, what was it? I think the 21 Jump Street review, someone had explained, just said, why the hell did Jonah Hill, he looked so old? And he's like, well, he lost weight, and it looks like he got a tan, and he did this, all this stuff. Like, all this stuff combined made him look like he was 20 years older than he should be. And I'm like, I don't know. But, other than that, I did like him in a lot of stuff. You also have, is he P. Diddy or Puff Daddy in this? Sean Puffy Combs. He kind of stole the show. He actually has some of the funnier bits in the movie, believe it or not. And Get 'Em to the Greek. It's nothing too original. It's two people that get together. One's the crazy rock star with the problems. One is the fan who begins to see just how crazy this rock star is, and Jonah Hill's job as he works for this Pinnacle Records owned and sorry, I'm being silent and stuttering because I think of Sean Combs and some of the stuff he says in this, like, I'm gonna mind fuck you. What? I'm mind fucking you right now. Okay, do you feel my dick in your mind? And then Jonah Hill's like, well, I hope you wear a condom because I got a dirty mind. And just the deadpan of Sean Combs. Some of the dialogue was pretty funny. But I mean, Jonah Hill, he's got this girlfriend, this nice girlfriend who is a medical worker who's tired all the time. And they have a bit of a fight before he has to head off to London, has to pick up this rock star, bring him to the Greek. Well, first off, this interview on the Today Show, and then to the Greek for this big old show in Los Angeles. It's a combat concert. Again, I'm stuttering because some of the shit in this, like, it begins with Russell Brand's character's song, African Child. And it's purposely meant to be so bad, so awful, so out of touch. Because then it shows a montage of people calling it the worst song ever. How it's one of the worst atrocities to Africa after war and famine. Which I don't know, I just thought it was pretty right, understandable, and just pretty funny how that montage comes together. And it's just little moments that were pretty chuckle-worthy. Like one of the songs where Russell Brand I'm not sure if him singing or someone else is singing. If it's him singing, it's actually not too bad of a voice. Like he has a song called Let's Get Fucked, Let's Get Fucked, Let's Get Fucked, till the roof comes off, or something like that. As in, let's get fucked up. But then it goes to the radio edit. And it's like, let's have fun, let's have fun, let's have fun. So it's called, let's get fucked. Something about that, just the truth of it all. That's really how the radio edit would work. Just from the let's get fucked to let's have fun, let's have fun. It reminds me of those TV edits of movies like RoboCop. Instead of fuck me, it's like, God, what was the change? When the robber's like, fuck me, he's like, why me? Why me? Why me? Some of those TV edits. Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon. Mr. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon. And I think the actors do their jobs well. Russell Brand, he's playing the annoying rock star, but it's not to the point where I'm just so excruciated with this guy that I just want him to leave. As much as I liked the Robert Downey Jr. film with Zach Galifianakis, Due Date, that's one of the things that Zach Galifianakis became such a unlikable prick that I just... Number one, I felt sorry for Robert Downey Jr. I was with him the whole way. I still have some fun with that comedy because of that, but I don't feel anything for Zach's character. This, despite some stuff Russell Brand does, I thought he had some decent acting moments. There's a moment where he finds out that he's not the father of this child. There's some other moments here and there that I thought Russell Brand actually did a pretty decent job. Emotional wise, serious wise, especially near the third act. I thought he had some pretty nice dramatic moments. Like I said, Jonah Hill, I think he does a good job. Now, I don't love every film that he's been in. That was that one where he was I think it's called The Sitter. I thought that was pretty lame. Not really because of him, but just really like lame, raunchy version of Adventures in Babysitting. I'm like, I'd rather just go rewatch Adventures in Babysitting instead. But there were certain like conversations that I thought were kind of chuckle-worthy. Like when they're having an argument, Jonah Hill and his girlfriend, and then out of blue, he's like very quiet going, are you on your period? What? Are you like on your period or something? I just, some of they felt like, yeah, vulgar, but natural reactions to certain situations that was going on. Now at times, they trying to push the raunchy stuff a bit far. One bit I didn't care for is there's a bit where they're in an airport and Russell Brand has this bag of drugs and he forces Jonah Hill to stick up his butt. And then later on when they land, he's like forcing it out of Jonah Hill's butt. And I'm sitting there going, I mean, I just didn't find that funny or hilarious. It just was a bit more mean-spirited, at least to me. Same with, there's a bit where he goes to Vegas and all this craziness is happening. And this girl's like trying to ride Jonah Hill, and then she takes like a toy and tries to stick up him, and he doesn't want it. And then when he comes out later, he's like, I think I just got raped. I'm like, did the lady just rape Jonah Hill? I just didn't think that stuff was funny. I know, call me whatever name you want, but I don't know. I didn't find it funny in Coming to America 2 when Leslie Jones did Eddie Murphy. I didn't find it funny here. I didn't find it funny, what was it, The Hangover 2 or whatever the hell it was? I think it was The Hangover. I don't know. I just don't find that stuff funny. I did call me a prude. But I mean, there's certain jokes that I thought were just a bit, for shock value, a bit much. And I could do without. But then there's other jokes that I liked. For example, was it? When Russell Brand is asking Jonah Hill his honest thoughts. Like, no, but give me your honest thoughts on African Child. I mean, because Jonah Hill was told to say, it's the best, it's best, I love it. Oh, come on, but how do you really think? So Jonah Hill gives a bit of his honest thoughts, and Russell Brand seems like he's understanding. And it's like, but yeah, I respect your honesty, but I respect that, but I hate you. What? I hate you. I call it a hateful respect. Like the way, I think they play off each other pretty decently. I think that definitely helps the film quite a bit. It also helps to get some, like I said, Sean Combs actually gets some of the bigger laughs when he pops in. Like when he comes in later, because there's a point where Russell Brand wants to take a detour to Vegas to go see his dad. And Sean Combs gets there with this drug called the Jeffrey that he gives that has all sorts of crazy stuff in it. And just how crazy Sean Combs gets in because he starts taking it. And just how insane he is. Like he's forcing, like he's yelling at Jonah Hill. But they're both, as they're talking, they're rubbing this furry wall. And like Sean Combs actually surprised me in this. Oh, and the father. Oh, wait, before that, another moment with Sean Combs I thought was funny was that while he's talking to Jonah Hill, he's talking to another guy that's getting ready to do this thing, and Sean Combs is making the fun of the way he's dressed. So why are you wearing pink, my brother? Like, why are you wearing pink? What? This is styling. I'm not like you. Oh yeah? Well, you're one shirt away from Carlton, motherfucker. You know Carlton? He starts doing the Fresh Prince of Carlton dance. Yeah, you're one shirt away from Carlton, motherfucker. Like I said, there are a decent amount of moments that made me chuckle. T.J. Miller comes in very shortly. He's actually pretty decent in the short bit. I think just the way this was edited, how quick it was, where Jonah Hill's supposed to get heroin for the guy, so listen, I'm looking for a guy who's at this hotel. Okay, what is it? Is HEROIN? What? Like, you're asking me by giving me saying it as a last name? Fine, I'll get you it. And then they go from that to at a place where TJ Miller's roommate goes, you better do something or I'm going to stab you in the fucking stomach. Come on, you're not going to do that. And then cuts it directly to they're in the car and the guy's bleeding. They cut right to the hospital and Jonah Hill drops him and TJ Miller's like, why do you take me all the way to the door, goddammit? It's way how speedy the editing that is kind of what made that kind of work. The quick succession of how events just quickly unraveled. But Russell Brand's dad, it was kind of cool. It was Colm Meaney. Now, if that name sounds familiar, or even if it doesn't, if you were into Star Trek This Generation, he played Miles O'Brien, chief engineer. He was also in Con Air. He's the guy who argues with John Cusack a lot. And it was his car that gets dragged by the plane. And some guy goes, is that your car? And the car drops, goes upside down, drops and crashes. And then Colm Meaney gets pissed at John Cusack and yells at him. That was Colm Meaney's car. He's been in a few other stuff, but I always liked him as a character actor. I've seen him in other stuff too. So it was nice to see him play Russell Brand's dad. And despite Russell Brand at times, like, oh god, what the hell is this guy? He, at least when Jonah Hill's freaking out after the drug, at least Russell Brand's trying to calm him down. And while the dad's egging him on, Russell Brand's getting pissed at him and like, shut up. At least there are moments of humanity they show in, and you see a bit of that in the third act, which I never really felt much of humanity in Zach Galifianakis and Due Date. I thought they did a decent job showing bits of that in this movie, and that did help. There's a decent shots, like there's a bit where Russell Brand has to give an adrenaline shot, and the camera is on Jonah Hill like this, and from him rising up, and Jonah Hill's like, "I'm alive," after his adrenaline shot. Like I said, though, it's just sometimes the humor was a bit too much and raunchy. There was a bit too much of people puking on each other. Again, the Jonah Hill getting violated, I just didn't think it was funny. Him having been forced to put this drug up his butt, didn't really think it was funny. Like I said, so there are moments here and there I just didn't think was that hilarious. But there's enough distinct and succinct moments that I thought made it a pretty decent comedy. Maybe not one for the ages, not one of my favorites, but for modern comedy, I mean, well, I say modern, this was 2010, so it's quite a few years ago. But still decent enough. And I thought, spoiler alert, there's a bit where Jonah Hill kind of screwed up. Well, he thought they were separated, him and his girlfriend. They thought, okay, you dumped me. And she says, no, I didn't. By this time, he had slept with a few people. So Russell Brand, you think he's going to smooth things over, but then kind of creates this idea to do a threesome. Which then Jonah Hill's like, okay, you want to do that, and freaks Russell Brand out. And until finally steps out of it, and Jonah Hill pretty much tells him to get the fuck out. So that leads to Russell Brand jumping off into a pool, and Jonah Hill's telling him not to do it. Russell Brand misses, hits his arm, fucks up his arm. And that's where, again, the moment where he really shows a bit of humanity. He apologizes, he's sorry about it, he talks about how he's lonely, he's sad, and whether it be with the meeting with his dad, or again, him finding out that he's not the father of the son, his own son. And you get these little moments of humanity that I think does help the character not be as unlikable as he could have been. And I mean, it's an hour and 50 minutes, which is a little bit long for a comedy. But I guess I would say I wasn't too bored with it. And yeah, I thought the two had some nice little moments at the end there that I won't give away. Where one sticks up for the other and so forth. And yeah, it's one of those things where I guess it depends what you're going into for a comedy. Obviously, I mean, if you're not a fan of Jonah Hill, Russell Brand, I doubt this will change your mind, your opinion on it. I just, for some reason, when I first saw this, I thought it'd be a bit more of a road trip. But it's mainly, again, a little bit of London, them getting to LA, and then a little bit of Vegas. And then that's pretty much it. I don't know what it is. Something about it was missing to give it like a higher grade, and I'm not quite sure what it is. And maybe it's just some of the more raucous humor just really isn't my cup of tea compared to some of the comedies I do like and enjoy. I would say Superbad I probably found more consistently funny. Same with 21 Jump Street, like talking about Jonah Hill movies. So I would put those above this one. But like I said, I definitely had a bit more fun of this compared to The Sitter. But like I said, I guess if depends how you feel about, like, these two guys I don't mind. I've seen better, I've seen worse. It's an entertaining enough diversion that it's worth a look for those who haven't seen it. Again, I think Ronald says it's one of his favorite comedies of all time. Maybe I didn't feel that way, but I own it. I obviously liked it enough that I bought it back in the day, and when I watch it again, I still had a decent time with it. And there's features on there. There's a commentary, which has Jonah Hill and Russell Brand and others on it. Deleted and extended scenes, dad reel, linorama, and 2 versions of the movie. I saw the theatrical cut. I did not see the extended cut, which is 4 minutes longer. I don't know what those 4 minutes entail, though. But you had quite a few features on this. So, go figure. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later.